I have good news and bad news. Good news is we're still alive.
Yep.
Bad news is the Cowboys' playoff hopes are barely alive. They took a big hit.
A pulse.
Yeah, after last week. It was
Yep.
not a great week and a loss to the Panthers that should have never been. Should have never been. Run me through the loss last week to Carolina.
Yeah, run yourself over. Listen, the offense showed up again. I know I'm not going to talk fourth quarter or whatever. They put up 27 points. The defense is just non-existent. And again, we've looked at Eberflus, his resume. He has a resume. He's been a coordinator before. But it seemed like the players in the system are not matching up because they're getting run on, and we're losing it. And the season's still early enough to take care of it. The Washington loss helped us out a lot. It really did a lot. But we have to control our own destiny. And the coaching staff, which I'm a big believer in, has to step aside and say, listen, do we have the right players for this? Can we tweak this to get us moving in the right direction to get back in the win this division? Because this is what you shoot for, winning the division.
Yeah, it's still within reach. The problem, if they had won on Sunday, they would be second in the division within a game of the Eagles. The Eagles game and the Panthers game should have been won. They should have won those games. And they should have won the Packers game too. So, losing these games that are winnable does not inspire any confidence. And it's tremendously annoying because what are you supposed to do? Looking forward, the Cowboys have the hardest schedule remaining in the NFL. These are 3 games that you let slip by. Rather than being 5-1, you're 2-3-1. 2-3-1. Outside looking in, third in the division. The Giants are roaring up. We'll see what they have going forward. But there's no reason why the Cowboys shouldn't be in this, save for the worst defense in the NFL. If they're the 31st defense in the NFL, they're at least 4-2. That's what's crazy.
And I tend to, on this show, talk about other teams. But right now, where we're at, our coaching staff, we have to get it together that we're playing our division rivals now. And playing your division rivals is where you need to move on and take that jump step. You got to jump up and beat them in your division.
We're
1-1 in the division.
Yeah, there's some things that have to be ironed out.
Because I think three division losses, you're pretty much out of it.
3-3 because it makes it very difficult.
Yeah. Right.
Because you're only going to get, 9-7-1 gets you in. I don't think it does. I think you got to be 10-6-1. 9-7-1
because the rest of the league is goofy too. The number of games is the tie might get us in.
Not with that schedule.
Well, tie might get us in because tie is more of a win than a loss.
Right. It's
right.
But I'm loss.
We'll see. We'll see about that. I'm not as talkative right now about that third playoff team. I'm very.
Listen,
I did say it.
There are a lot of.
You can go back to the tape.
But a lot of really bad things, and rather than jump on Matt Eberflus, which we know, right? We know Eberflus has to go. I want to talk about the things surrounding Eberflus that have allowed this to happen. Number one, will Jerry allow Shoddy to make a decision on Eberflus or on the defense to change things? I don't know that he will.
Well,
part of the reason why Eberflus chose the Cowboys is his relationship with the Joneses. Will that play into, which we've talked about before, which we know of, when things go wrong with the Cowboys, rather than going to the head coach, they run to owner GM Jerry, and would Eberflus do the same thing?
Well, the thing is, they won't get rid of Eber. They know him for a while. He's been in an organization, and they're not going to pay him money if he's not working to stay home.
That's fine, but they're paying him, and he's not working now.
Well, he's not working now, but listen, what did they do to Nolan? Did they finally get rid of Nolan?
At the end of the year.
At the end of the year.
And I think that's what's coming down the pike at the end of the year. He was 32nd his first 6 games. He was 32nd. His next 6 games he was 31st. The last 5 games or 4 games, whatever it was, or it was 5, 5, and 6. It was like 30th worst. So, I don't know what they're going to do will Jerry allow Shoddy to make some changes or make some moves? Because you can't just sit back and say, well, we'll figure it out. You already said you were simplifying it, and players this week were still wide open. The run game this week was so bad, so bad. Sam Williams, first of all, there's a play or Rico Dowdle, and props to Rico Dowdle. He did his thing, right? We don't dislike Rico Dowdle.
Right,
He's a good guy, right?
And I think what he said was blown out of proportion.
Right. He's repping himself. He did a good job, earned himself some money. It was like watching Emmett run right up the middle again. You could have driven 2 Mack trucks right up there, and Sam Williams is off the left side from the Panthers. He's been blocked by a wide receiver. What's going on? Sam Williams has not shown anything. They talked before the season about re-upping him. I'm not re-signing Sam Williams.
No,
that's not a game.
Sam does not have it.
And he's kept on a tweet online laughing about the whole thing. You can't ride with these guys to go in and try and win games. He's got all the talent in the world. His head doesn't seem to be in it, and that's not a player I can trust.
No, I'm not re-signing him. No.
So Spence said they think they have the right defensive coordinator. Jerry will stick with this guy even if it kills us, and it will kill us. Though that leak play for the run was wild too. No defenders within 30 yards of Rico. Guys are not playing, whether it's man-to-man or zone. They don't seem to understand. And they're not, you said this before, they're not putting the players, they're not using them using their strengths, them according to their strengths.
Yeah, Wilson's, it's pretty obvious.
He should be a linebacker. If you're going to have him in this defense, he deserves to be a linebacker in this defense.
Put him in middle linebacker.
Not a free safety.
Yeah.
Right? Bring him up in the box, that strong safety role. Yeah. Let him hit, let him wallop, let him chase some guys around. He has a nose
for a ball. He had 5 sacks one year.
Right. He's someone
that had to come from somewhere. That's because he's up in the line of scrimmage. He had 5 sacks.
The lack of blitzing is concerning. They say, well, that's not his defense. Well, his defense isn't working. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and say, well, why change now? Because you're the worst you've ever been. There's literally nothing you could do at this point that would be worse than what you're doing. You're already last. You might as well try everything. You might as well play a 110 at this point. A 10-1, whatever. Who cares? Anything besides what defense they're running.
Listen, I love this defense. I love a 46 defense. A lot of teams go out of the shotgun. You want to make that quarterback get rid of the ball and not sit back there. That's it.
And here's the thing. Yep. You're asking Dak to be literally perfect. And there's very little fat on his game right now. He's improved so much. His pre-snap reads have always been excellent. But him and Shoddy have really been able to work well together and find what works. They didn't run the ball very well this week, but they still move the ball. They're still throwing the ball. George Pickens, excellent. Best trade for the Cowboys in a while. Excellent game. They put up 20-some points. They punted once in the second half. They punted once after the first quarter, and that was it. They lost because the defense couldn't get off the field. They couldn't get stops. They get a stop on 3rd down, and Kyrie gets a pass interference penalty. Why is he on the field?
Yeah, he can't be on the field anymore.
He can't even be. He can't even be at the stadium.
Yeah,
can't even be in the Goodyear blimp above the stadium.
I think what they should do is release him now, get him out of this, save his career. Sorry, it was a nice knowing you. I thought he played better. I thought they'd be able to coach him up, get over there and coach him up, but he doesn't have it in his game. It's pretty obvious. He's been beat all year long. Not just one play in 5 games, 5 plays in 5 games.
I think it's fair to say whenever you're described as former first-round pick, it's over.
Yeah.
There's nothing left. There's nothing there. Former first-round pick, Kyrie Elam, he's a bum. There's nothing there. And it doesn't seem like they're putting them in position to win. The slants, the cornerbacks are 10 yards off on a 3rd and 7. It's pitch and catch. And linebackers are not making the proper reads. Shamar James has shown promise. Don't get me wrong. But Kenneth Murray also not helping. He's not. There's too many guys on the defense who are either through gross negligence of the defensive coordinator, put in a position where they cannot succeed, not playing to their skill set, or they're not talented and they're not good.
Well, and I said at the beginning, studying Eberflus, defense. It's an assignment-based defense, a team defense, and you have to know what you're doing. And it's pretty obvious. Not only do they know what they're doing, they're slow doing whatever they're doing.
Right. The D tackles know what they're doing, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Right. Clowney can play against the run. James Houston, I think, only had like 13 snaps he played on Sunday, which is just.
I don't know. Was he hurt? The practice? And I don't remember him being listed.
I don't know how to say it. It's just a bad coaching job to put him out there. The defense needs the defensive side of the ball has to start throwing everything at the wall and hoping something sticks, because what they're throwing at the wall now is not sticking. Spence at 4th down and 3. Game on the line. Bland is covering Renfro 8 yards off the ball. D could have ran a slant for a first down on that.
I could have.
It's true. It's just that bad.
As long as it's on the right side of the field, I'm fine. Yeah. Well, why is that coverage there? Why would that coverage be there?
We're
amateurs.
What is that going to do?
Yeah, we're amateurs. We're amateurs. We don't know. Why would
3
that coverage
yards and you're 8 yards off the ball.
Yeah.
All you have to do is take 1, 2, 3 steps of the quarterback, and the ball's there for 4 or 5 yards first down, and it's like there's no cornerback there. It's a training camp route. That's it.
Right.
Props to Bryce Young and Dave Canales and those guys, T-Mac, for going out and getting the win, because
that's all you can say.
That's all you can do.
That's what I'm telling you. When you play other teams, they're professionals. They prepared, and that's what you got. And they still only won by a field goal with no defense, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that with no defense, they still only won by a field goal. On the last second. Yeah.
That's all it takes to win, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What has inspired? We've said this every week almost. Have they inspired any confidence that they're going to make the changes necessary to win? Because Jerry has it's back to Jerry again. Jerry's saying, "Oh, these are the best edge rushers we've ever had." Group of edge rushers. Why would you say that? What? Jerry only says things to cover for Jerry. He doesn't say things because he thinks they're correct.
Well, that's, it's an interesting comment, because out of Jerry's mouth, we always take a letter of the law. I mean, you're going to talk more about Jerry's comments than the wins and losses, and thus saith Jerry. You can quote me on that. That
correct.
We're always going to. Oh, he said that wrong. He said that. But this one, no, I don't agree with him, because we used to have the saying 51-49 Jerry that I agree with. It's the head coaching job, and Shoddy, to see what he has. That we have to do something. He's got to take over the defense. Maybe he need to call the plays. I don't know what he's doing on offense. Obviously, he's doing that, but in the sense of what adjustments are going to be made. And here's the thing. I thought they turned the corner on the Jet game, personally. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, but
I thought they were on the up.
Looking back, though, it shows you really how bad the Jets are. That's how bad the Jets are. Justin Fields hasn't thrown an interception all year, and I think that's because he's not thrown a ball anyone can catch, offense or defense.
Was it minus 10 yards of passing yards?
Yeah, minus 10 passing yards.
I don't know what that means.
That's
yeah, I know.
That's embarrassing. That's nice. But yeah, I don't think there's anything really that has given us confidence that the Cowboys can continue to do anything long term. Again, and if they had a 20th ranked defense, sorry about that. Sorry. They had 20th ranked defense, they'd be contenders in a league that is up and down. The Bills lose another bad loss to the Patriots, and they're one drive away from having lost to the Ravens or really being out of it at this point.
Right.
As far as like just who we think are contenders. Are the Chiefs contenders? The Lions just lost to them. They've lost now. I mean, the Eagles don't look flawless. The Rams, the Bucs are still injured everywhere. They haven't gotten over the hump yet recently, and now since Brady left. Who blows you away? The Steelers are 5-1.
They're 5-1.
Steelers are 5-1. They beat the teams in front of them.
I think what they should do is now because the league is so bad. Take your division winner, and they take the rest of the teams in their division and pluck players out.
Have all-star team.
Yeah, have all-star from that team, the all-star games against each other, and move the team on. Because the league is absolutely garbage and trash. It's a very horrible league. Execution, defense. What defense is good? Can you tell me what defense is good? The Texans.
Right, Steelers are 4-1. Not the one.
Yeah.
The Texans, okay, and their offense has no offensive line. Like, they don't scare me.
And that's why Shoddy needs to say, listen, we can get somewhere. We can get somewhere. We get
every
this
team is very beatable.
Yeah.
The Broncos almost lost to the Jets this week. They should have lost to the Jets.
Wow.
If he can throw an out route, if Justin Fields can throw it 7 yards out.
Now, let me say this right now. Let me say this now because I'm going to talk about another team. The Giants, boy, you thought they came out with Raymond Berry and Johnny Unitas or Lydell Mitchell, whatever his name was. What was the other running back? Lenny Moore and Johnny Unitas on a beating the Eagles with what they had.
Listen,
let's see them go to Denver and give me 20 points and win 20-17. He throws for 225, and the little running back scores 2 touchdowns.
listen, I may not have enjoyed watching the Giants play that way, but I did enjoy the Eagles getting smashed.
Yeah.
Because they're frauds.
Yeah.
They're frauds. And even better, the tush push, I think, is going to be on its way out the door because of what they did. 4 straight plays with obvious false starts that they're not calling.
Yeah.
If you're not going to call it right, if you're not going to call the play, then outlaw it.
Yeah, the coach is on the sideline saying he's going offside.
You can see the guard lunging ahead before it. The center's lining up ahead of the ball. Of course, they're going to get the first down. Of course, and what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Giving away games that the Cowboys could have won and should be in the leaderboard for the division. Yeah, the back half's tougher, but Spencer, the Eagles' next 4 games are tough. The Vikings have a good defense. JJ McCarthy might start this week. I don't know about their offense. The Giants again in Philly, the Packers and the Lions, and then the Cowboys again. Bears, who have been okay. Chargers.
Where do they play the Bears?
At home.
Uh-huh.
Raiders, who stink, and the last year Commanders, Bills, Commanders again. So it's not an easy schedule for anyone in the NFC East, and that's the thing. You might be 8-1, might win a division.
Well, let me just say this, and we'll bring the other teams up. The Cowboys' offense is better than the rest of those division teams.
They have the number 1 total offense in the NFL.
Right, so they're better than the other division teams. Their defense not. So that's why the hope of getting that turnaround, because the Eagles are not impressive on both sides of the ball. The Giants are nothing. The Redskins have a good quarterback. I love the quarterback. Okay. But they're not scoring. They have a decent running game, but they're not scary.
Right.
The Cowboys' offense is still above everybody else's side of the ball.
Cowboys. The problem is I can't trust the Cowboys to win 5 games the rest of the year if their defense plays like this.
Well, it just goes to show you about football. You need defense.
Right. So Cowboys and Browns are an interesting dichotomy because on one side, Cowboys have like the absolute best offense and the defense is horrific. The Browns have a great defense and their offense is unwatchable.
Right.
It's not even.
Yeah.
You performed some organizational malpractice going into the season with the quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, who's hurt and not playing. Kenny Pickett, who was never a pro, should not have been taking any snaps. Joe Flacco, who you traded away. Dylan Gabriel and Shador. None of those guys would ever put you in position to win Super Bowl or even playoff games or even get to the playoffs. Joe Flacco in 2025?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
You couldn't have made a better play to get a real quarterback, a starting quarterback? I'm sorry. I don't agree. Obviously, it's too late now, but a team with that good defense, Jerry Jeudy on offense, Quinshon Judkins, David Njoku. You think you got some pieces out there.
Right.
And that's the opposite side of the coin. A team that cannot score to save their life and a great defense. And, forgive me for not shedding a tear for Myles Garrett, who's so upset. Like, buddy, you requested a trade, then took the money, and you were like, sure, I'm good now. I love Cleveland. You love Cleveland, buddy. Cash your check, go home, have a gay old time, as they say in the Flintstones, right? You got it. You got it, buddy.
Absolutely.
So there's not much crying for me for that. Same with Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, we're going to fix this for the Jets. He re-signed his contract. Justin Fields is not an NFL quarterback, unfortunately.
No, not a starter. No, not a starter.
No.
And how many teams he's been on? That shows you right there. This is the fifth one? Fourth one? How many?
Bears. Steelers. Jets.
It seemed like it's been like 6 teams.
That is actually, Deuce said this the other day. Deuce James.
Yeah.
Put him a wide receiver. That's the guy who
put him in a wide receiver.
Should be a wide receiver.
I was seeing him running. Yeah.
This isn't like a black quarterback thing.
No,
he's not a good quarterback. Same thing with Tebow. Tebow should have been a tight end a long time ago.
Yeah.
And Sean said, hey, man, this is a Cowboys podcast. Tebow should have been a tight end or an H-back or something. Justin Fields should be a wide receiver. Cowboys, meanwhile, George Pickens is an interesting place with his cap room. Mel Kiper has about 5 guys in his top 25 that are wide receivers. It's a very heavy wide receiver draft, and you could see the need around the league. Cowboys are in a position where a 3-year deal for him works really well. So you put him on a good, healthy contract, 3 years, $80 million or whatever it is, and he can hit free agency again at 28 years old and sign another big contract and keep moving. It helps him because he's with a quarterback we know he works well with, and now I think he's only going to dominate more with CD out there as well. It helps the Cowboys because they re-signed the guy who they traded for. It's been a great trade. Cowboys won the trade. And I know the Steelers are 4-1, but Cowboys won the trade because you got a player the Steelers are now looking for, a wide receiver.
Right.
Would you rather be the Steelers and have an extra 3rd-round pick this year? Or would you rather be the Steelers at 4-1 with DK Metcalf and George Pickens?
Right.
And to kind of get on the PFF, Pro Football Focus, and their draft grades, Aaron Rodgers has those guys 4-1. PFF has him graded the 33rd quarterback in the NFL behind Cooper Rush. I don't ever want to hear PFF ever again.
Yeah,
ever again.
That's overrated. That's.
And I'm not all about QB wins, but
if
anyone has watched Cooper Rush play, Mike McCarthy made him a lot of money, man.
Oh yeah, yes he did. Did great as a backup. He had good winning record as a backup.
Cowboys this week go to the Commanders, or playing against the Commanders. What's going to happen this week against the Commanders? Jaden Daniels is not playing again. He's healthy. Ja'Cory Cricket, Bickett Backett.
Yeah, he's a quick little running back.
Terry McLaurin should be back this week as well.
Oh, Terry should be back? Great. He's been out.
The problem is he's been playing.
Fantasy pick disaster.
Why did you cut Terry McLaurin?
Okay, because he wasn't playing. I thought he was hurt. So
why would you stash him on the bench?
I don't know why. It's been a disaster like that. My fantasy football has been like the Dallas defense.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
That's accurate. What can the Cowboys do? It's like asking the same thing every week. What can they do?
Right.
It's the same exact thing.
It's been 6 weeks now.
Cover someone. Get even close to someone. Don't let people run free down the field.
Like 4th down and 3, you're playing off. I don't get that one.
What do we even say here?
Yeah.
What do you say? Sanborn, he'll be back. Kenneth Murray should not be taking snaps. They're hoping Overshown's back right after the bye. He'll definitely come back and be starting playing as fast as possible. What there's not much to say besides the same thing every time. Figure out the coverages. Stop putting Donovan Wilson back in center field. He's not a center field safety.
No.
It shows you just how off the defensive scheme is that you have Donovan Wilson back in the center field.
Right.
He shouldn't be back there. He shouldn't be doing any of that stuff. That's not at all for him. That's not his position. That's not his strength.
They took Billy Bates and put him in the middle on that 4-0 defense.
Yeah, you might as well have
They had
William
Bates,
Refrigerator Perry
they had
right
Bates
now.
playing
Instead of
middle
Fields.
linebacker. He's played up there on the line of scrimmage. Put him up there.
Might as well put Icky Woods
Yeah.
back at free safety in 2025. Like, there's no reason that it's not Wilson's fault.
Right.
He's
No.
being put out there. He's trying his best, right? He's working his butt off, and he's in a bad position. And it's not his strength. It's not his skill set. It's not his ability to do that.
Well, anyways, if you got rid of him, who are you going to?
Wanye Thomas should be playing more.
If you get rid of Wilson, and how about if you get rid of the coordinator? Where are you going?
I'd rather have you or me at coordinator because it would mean they would actually do something, right? They might change things up.
I'm running 46.
You have to blitz. There's been they have the lowest blitz team,
Yeah.
the lowest blitzing team in
Yeah.
the league.
Go with a 46.
5 blitzes last game. 5?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can't let these quarterbacks. You're not getting enough pass rush with 4 to not blitz, to only blitz 5 times a game. You know, if you're getting it with 4, I'm still upset that we never have to see a full season of DeMarcus Ware, Jason Hatcher, Jason Ratliff, Anthony Spencer. Injuries derailed that front 4.
Yep.
If that was your front 4 and every guy is capable of double-digit sacks,
Well, who's coaching those linebackers?
I don't care because it's not like they're doing anything anyway.
No, those linebackers are Spencer and those guys who coached them.
Eberflus.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah, but he hasn't shown. Yeah, but how many years ago was that?
Yeah, but
15
I'm saying
years ago.
Yeah, and Spencer had 11 sacks that year. All those guys were awesome.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's 2025. The league changed again.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But they're also saying that defense Carolina ran, it's not like the Carolina stopped the Cowboys. They just couldn't
Got
run.
one punt after the first quarter. One. They didn't do a great job.
Right.
They didn't blow the Cowboys out. They didn't stop them from really doing anything that they wanted to do. The Cowboys didn't run the ball, but they threw the ball with impunity. Dak had another brilliant game.
Yeah.
Jalippi scores a touchdown, right? They're moving the ball around. Ferguson scores a touchdown. They're doing what they want, even on 4th down, getting their plays. I can't have this again. You know, whether or not they beat the Commanders, and this is the type of game where, you know, when do they make a trade? Do they not make a trade? Where you look at, okay, Cowboys this week, they lose to the Commanders, they lose to the Broncos, but beat the Cardinals, and then it's the trade deadline. And they beat the Cardinals and say, you know what, we're not far off, let's make a trade. And you make a short-sighted trade that doesn't help the team long term. You trade for Trey Hendrickson.
When is Mingo coming back? I thought he was supposed to be back. Did he come back?
I think he's another week or 2 away.
Oh.
Yeah. But Flournoy's played fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the offense. It's not the offense I'm worried about.
Exactly.
You know, now you have Pickens and CD.
Can he play defense?
And Flournoy.
Can he play defense?
Flournoy's been very good.
Sam Williams stinks. Sam Williams, I told you before, he had that one decent year. He had 5 sacks. Has not improved.
No, and he's been so detrimental to the team that I don't think there's any reason to bring him back. I would send him to a team who wants a young defensive end they can, you know, potentially develop, but he hasn't developed here. I don't think his head is in the game. I don't think his head's in the game. I think he's here to vibe, be a Dallas Cowboys just vibing out. But, you know, we talk about this all the time. I want players who are so upset.
Who started at left tackle?
Guyton.
Oh.
Yeah, Tyler Smith at left guard.
Oh, they did start.
Yeah.
Okay. They did good.
They scored 27 points.
Right. They gave up 1 sack. That's it. So their offensive line is moving along.
They're doing fine.
Yep.
No. I trade a mid-pick for Reek Woolen just so I never have to see Elam. Besides that, there's no one we know available that's worth. Right. I'm not trading for Trey Hendrickson for a half-season rental. You know, I'll trade Max Crosby. You know, we were talking with Spencer before this. The next 2 drafts, you have 4 first-round picks. That's young, controllable talent. That's 4 years and then a 5th-year option for each one of those players, which needs to go defense. You know, you need to start investing in that because the offensive line, you can say, okay, well, we need a right tackle because of Steele. Steele's not perfect, but they've shown you they can run the football.
Right.
They can pass the ball. They can score the number 1 total offense. I don't feel any need in that first round to draft anyone on the offensive side of the ball, unless a great quarterback falls to me and I say, okay, I'll stash him for down the road. That's it.
And this is what happens next year. All your defensive coaches are gone. They'll be gone. They don't get together.
I hope so. They have to. They're
going to be gone. So where are you going to start all over again?
I'd rather start all over again than continue.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and that's what's bad. That's what's bad.
Yeah, that's what happened with Mike Nolan. They got rid of him, and then they brought in Dan Quinn. And look what happened there. We may have to do the same thing again here with getting rid of Eberflus at the end of the year, because we all keep shouting, "Get rid of Eberflus." It's not a Jerry Jones type move to get rid of a D coordinator during the season. If they didn't do it for Mike Nolan, who was again horrific, this though seems worse, in my opinion.
No, it is worse.
Guys aren't even. They have no idea who's even on the field. They're all looking around, and there's Rico Dowdle wide open again. There's another receiver wide open in the end zone. They're all just looking around at each other.
Yep.
Like, you guys know you're playing football, right? Like, you know you're on planet Earth. You're alive. You're living. You're breathing.
Had the wide open tight end in Green Bay too. The same thing.
Right. There's no reason for that. There's no reason. That's how bad it's been, and how it does not inspire confidence. The Cowboys play the Commanders. Let me double check the time for that game this week. It
Sunday.
is 4:25 kickoff.
Oh, it's not the night game?
No.
Oh, okay.
In Dallas. What's the score? Who wins?
Wow. Man, oh man, you can't pick the Cowboys. You got no defense. With Terry McLaurin in the lineup now? With Terry in the lineup?
So I'd rather have Diggs or Bland all over him, one-on-one, man-to-man.
Bland usually shuts him down. Both
right. Those guys actually both shut him down.
Yeah.
If you man up, but they're not going to man up. They're going to do whatever they're doing. Should have kept Al Harris as their D coordinator. What they should have done, because he's coaching the Bears and they're having a phenomenal season in that secondary. So, womp womp. I'm going to say Commanders 31, Cowboys 27. Similar this week. They keep it close. They can't hang. Ultimately, I say they're out of the game. They score a late touchdown to make it look closer than it is. Still score 27 points. 31-27 Commanders. D?
23-20 Cowboys.
The copium is strong, man.
23-20 Cowboys. Yeah.
Maybe because it's a division game. Who knows? I know.
It's a division game. I'm saying that the Cowboys defense is improving this week. You only give up 20 points. That'd be improvement. But if they lose, it's done for the year. That's it. They're done for the year.
What can they? What if they?
They don't do it this weekend. It's done for the year.
Right. If they get a win, get to 3-3-1, they leapfrog the Commanders for second division.
Yeah.
And whatever happens with the Eagles, Eagles 38-31 in overtime for Dallas. Spencer says, from your lips to God's ears. If they can get a win, get right back in striking distance for the division, we'll be right back on the hook. I don't believe it at this point, though. Nothing to believe. Nothing to believe, and that's the shame of it all. All right. You shout out anybody for anything else you want to talk about before we go for the Cowboys?
That's about it. We're going to, a couple weeks, we're going to celebrate a former employee of the Dallas Cowboys who's been very good to us over our life, over years with the Cowboys. We're going to go out, have a big dinner, celebrate his experience here in Danbury, Connecticut, going to Avatech School. Me, Mommy, and all of us are hanging out there, and we're going to have a great time. So it's to R&R.
R&R. All right. Well, then that's it for Cowboys and Coffee. We'll be back next week. We'll see what the Cowboys have to hold. Listen, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us. We want to keep growing and keep doing our thing here. We're on Instagram, Cowboys and Coffee Podcast. Find us there. Find us on YouTube. Find us on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, whatever it is. You shout out anybody this week?
Yeah, Billy Rose.
That.
Billy Rose.
Yeah. Been a long week.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. Yep.
And it's Wednesday.
Disgusting. Yep.
Ugh. All right. Listen, everybody. Find us, Designated Report. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.